I've been looking at a lot of indie mangas for the past couple of months now, and not sure what to start off with. Besides indies, what do I mean by indies? Indies, short word for independent. Now, the one indie that I'm putting my investment on, based on my interests, this indie series that I've been reading from this dude is pretty dope. It's called Deuteronomy. Now, you heard that word before, Deuteronomy. So, what is Deuteronomy? Deuteronomy is its own story that have light references for the story itself, but it's pretty loose with its own storytelling. Has some themes going on with slavery and freedom and the difference between right and wrong. Deuteronomy set itself apart from indies based on the grittiness and shall I say unique and special kind of way of having its art style to be not the normal you see on anything you see from Shonen Jump, anything you see from shoujos, seinens, or anything like that whatsoever. This is fully indie, which I really like that aesthetic to the manga style. It just shows how you are trying to build something with yourself and want to be in the manga, writing business. And the one who wrote this series out, his name is Seinen Chief. Now, I'll tell you right now, this dude know what he's talking about regards to storytelling. Good stuff. When it comes to Deuteronomy, is it good or not? The first 5 chapters bring in the starting blocks of something that can be very bombastic and unsettling and chaotic. And let me just go through the fundamental story of Deuteronomy. Though our main character was Sayum, who is a regular slave boy who have no issue with being a boy who content to be a slave to a race of giants, superior humans who conquers pretty much all things. As far as I'm concerned, we haven't gotten the whole um, hierarchy structure of the series, but this is pretty much what we have right now: giants, humans, who are non-giants, and those non-giants are slaves to those giants, and they've been slaves to them for over 100 years. Sam was someone who's been, doing this since he was a kid. I had no issue with it. But the issue is coming down with the dilemma with his own family. This is chapter 1, by the way. We're gonna go through chapter to chapter. I'm not gonna spoil too much. I really want you guys to read into this series on your own. So the whole, introduction to this kid who have his own friends. Look him up. The way you pronounce their words, it's gonna be really iffy. But let's focus strictly on one or two characters at a time, and you will understand why. Going through the first chapter, he trying to understand his place in the world when it comes to being a slave, with whatever close location he's at. Whatever that location is, they are designated there to look for materials to find for said giants. Now, the new, ruler of the slaves, his name is Ozymandias, and he will be a very important character for what he's done to Sam's family. How he does it, look it up yourself. All I can tell you, it gives him a weirder and confused stance on where he is in life. Let's just say that simple mistakes can have major consequences in your life. And that's what we'll go for in chapter 1. Now, in chapter 2, he is really trying to be content with himself, doing slave work. His friends he had with them try to bring him back to you know some positivity going on. But what Sam did, right? What he did in chapter 1, he's regretting it. But not too much. He's trying to pretend that it doesn't bother him. But by the end, he needed some reconciliation to realize that there's more to life than just being a slave. And he is in need of help from an unlikely ally. Some granny. But that granny gonna be very useful for the MC with regard to information. Which information he read in chapter 3. Chapter 3, he read up some books. It's very important too because during the conversation in the books, the granny give the MC Sam some information about his past. And it's pretty brutal. And it alludes to a lot of things that's not good regarding his parents. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man, it left a bitter taste in my mouth. And I'm not saying it's bad, but the execution was pretty strong. For chapter 4, it leads to the goal of what Sam want to do now. That what he experienced from chapter 1, bringing all to chapter 4, is what I said before when it comes to things we're looking forward to this story. Freedom. When I said there's more to life to being a slave, that's what I meant. Freedom. For the people he's with and how you're going to achieve it. Now, chapter 5 is major spoilers territory. The backbone of that chapter alone is the previous chapter themselves. So, let's just say that the person that witnessed the events that took place in the fates of Sam's family, that person was there to give some credence to what he wants. And I gotta lie, man, it needs some expansion of what just happened. However, context clues will let us believe that this is all we getting as we see here. The introduction of this ambitious story, sad to say the least, is something you guys really need to peep. And that's what I say for my little review on the 5 chapters of Deuteronomy. Now, let's get into the pros and the cons. The pros for Deuteronomy: strong starter point of the characters and their goals. The dialogue is on point. It can be really, spotty at times. There are certain instances where information is not fully fleshed out, and sometimes they don't have to be. And it's good. It leaves the foreshadowing and allusions to certain aspects of the story of what's to come. We will not know everything right off the bat, but it will be delivered to us in due time. Like I said, the granny in the story is that person. But you must understand, there is more to what is being told to us than it should be told to us. And same thing for Sam. The ones he had at the beginning changes over time in these 5 chapters. The characterization of this character is, alright. I believe that for a kid his age to just be in this predicament, have a strong mind of coping with what he's doing right now, and what the mistakes he made, one can argue with his fall or not, he trying to make the best of it by doing something that has been assigned to him since birth. And that's big spoilers right there. Let's just say that he is required to do great things because it was, told by the granny herself. And the granny be very important for the story. So pay very close attention to what she says. Because the secrets of Seon's family is more of a curveball to say the least. And the mystery in this series of Deuteronomy is its greatest strength. It leaves you to wanting more. It leaves you to want to understand the world better. And there's like one particular instance that happened somewhere around chapter 4 that one of the guys found something that will lead to them potentially being free. But that should come to bite them in the butt later on. Cause as far as I'm concerned, no one knows besides the kids. And what if an adult sees that and you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, Some bad things will happen. As what happened in chapter 1. I want to see more. I want to see more of that. The conflict between the weak versus the strong. The David versus Goliath. That's what I'm getting off when it comes to like this, battle of protagonists and antagonists. But he don't got all the tools. Say on that, I mean, to just battle that dude. So I strongly recommend that this dude Seon, whatever books he's reading, to find something to like bring this Ozymandias down. And if not, find a way to bring all the giants down. But as far as I'm concerned, it's this one giant you want to bring down, which is fine, but nothing too soon, right? And the way the story is now, I would like to suggest a time skip because they're kids, you know what I'm saying? They're kids. Will it be what? A couple of years from now, if they ever free, when Sam be a teenager or a grown man, what Sam would do, and what happens to his friends for the sake of getting freedom. If Saint, you watching this, right? I know you watching this, bro. Please take my words in a grain of salt that your stories is pretty dope. By dope, I mean somewhere between a 6 and a 7 out of 10. Good to read. Just to get good at getting to. Pretty interesting setting. Information. Yeah, I like the whole giving less is more, but I really respect you doing a lot of show and telling. But make the show and telling 10 times more visible than we got in the first 5 chapters. I believe that things can get better with, showing a lot more. But make it somewhat odd, which is like in the dark, I mean. Daylight is fine. In the darkness, make it more visible. That's all I'm going to say. So that's my review on Deuteronomy. Tell me your thoughts. Do you not think it's too, for you? Or do you think it's like, yo, this is kind of lit. Let me get into this type of thing. Once again, any mangas need some more love. So, please, guys, that help them out a little bit. And as for me, I'm going to keep on, on tabs on Deuteronomy. See where it goes. Y'all a lot of stuff to bring to the table. Y'all be out. Y'all be safe, be easy, and be chilled.